Rumors, mysteries, and untold stories abound in the realm of celebrity divorces. However, few have come under as much scrutiny as Donald Trump and Marla Maples' marriage. Fans, the media, and even the general public have been speculating about what exactly went wrong in their relationship. For years, they appeared to be the ideal power couple after all. However, Marla Maples is finally disclosing the reason for their divorce after 20 years of secrecy, and believe me, nobody anticipated it. Even though their well-known marriage ended more than 20 years ago, Marla Maples has never spoken publicly about the reasons behind their breakup. We are all aware of how Donald Trump's first marriage to Ivana Trump ended, as well as his notorious personal life. However, until now, Marla's choice to leave him has always been a mystery. She's finally speaking up, and you're going to learn the precise reason for her decision to leave a life of luxury and celebrity. It's difficult to picture someone leaving all the glitz, the private planes, and the millions of wealth in a society where appearances are crucial. However, Marla Maples did just that. She had a prosperous career and a promising future, making her a star in her own right. But she decided to abandon it all. What might have prompted her to take such an extreme action? As it happens, the true motivations were considerably more surprising and deeply personal than anyone could have predicted. Marla claims that she found it difficult to handle the demands of being in the spotlight during their marriage. Being the wife of one of the most powerful men in the world meant that everyone was watching and analyzing everything she did. She suffered as a result of constantly feeling like she was living under the shadow of Donald Trump's enormous ego. Although she was in love with him, Marla acknowledges that she was unable to ignore the stress their relationship was under, both in private and in public. However, the media attention wasn't the only factor. Marla discloses that she and Donald Trump had a more profound emotional separation. She started to feel as though they were drifting apart and that their values were no longer in line. Living in luxury and money was no longer the only goal. Mutual respect and emotional ties were now more important. And as it started to falter, Marla realized she had to make a tough choice. The truth was that their marriage had lost its spark, regardless of what the general public may have believed. I realized I deserved more than just a life of surface-level luxury, Marla says. I didn't want to be liked for my spouse, but for who I really am. Many people can identify with this emotional disclosure. Sometimes what matters most is your own personal happiness, regardless of how successful you are on the outside. Marla saw her separation from Donald Trump as a reclaiming of her own identity and life, not only a divorce. Naturally, the media presented their own account of what happened. They accused Marla of ruining a marriage for her own professional gain, portraying her as the bad guy. However, Marla maintains that nothing could be further from the truth. In light of her recent discovery, although it was a shared decision, she knew that getting a divorce would ultimately improve their future together. According to her, the divorce was a difficult but essential step in both her own and their daughter Tiffany Trump's, who was still a youngster at the time, development. After the divorce, Marla's life changed in the years that followed. She shifted her attention to her own objectives, immersing herself in yoga and spirituality and building a satisfying life apart from her husband. Although it wasn't always simple and there were difficulties along the way, Marla has learned that the difficulties she encountered both before and after her marriage to Donald Trump have made her stronger. Over time, Marla came to terms with her choice. She and Donald Trump have stayed co-parenting, and although their relationship may not have been as perfect as everyone had hoped, it has remained civil. Even though they are in different stages of life now, they respect and understand one another, particularly when it comes to raising their daughter. The disclosure of Marla Maples' reasons for divorcing Donald Trump serves as a reminder that sometimes the most difficult choices result in the most significant personal development. Marla was quietly rediscovering herself as the world watched their marriage fall apart. And now that she has discovered her own route to happiness, she stands tall. Marla's story will motivate you if you've ever pondered what it takes to give up a luxurious lifestyle for your own health. In addition to sharing this video with your friends who need a reminder that pursuing personal happiness is always worthwhile, don't forget to hit the like button if you are inspired by Marla's strength.